It won't start. Hey, hey, hey. You guys hear me? You guys see? Hey. Hey, Susie. Don't look at me, say oh. Hello, Houston. I'm gonna get you guys in my holder here. Hello, hello, hello. This is our Get Stuff Done music. This is Matt Kearney. It's a little bit different than what I normally play, but Cindy's on my computer, and she commandeered YouTube on this one. So she's not as cool as I am. She didn't have as cool music. So we had to improvise. Hey, hey, Mississippi. You got a ton done? Good. You signed up for Periscope just for me. You're amazing. You're amazing. And I hope I live up to the expectation. So much pressure. Iowa. Thank you guys for sharing. If you're new to Periscope and you do not know how to share, hey, South Dakota, what you do is you either swipe left, swipe up, depending on whether you have a Apple or an Android. And then you can click share with your peeps on there. And so you can totally get on there. Man, the evening scopes, it lets more people on, which is fantastic. So we may have to start doing more evening scopes because so many people are on Periscope in the middle of the day. It doesn't let many of you guys on to comment. So this will be fantastic because we can get more of you guys on to talk about why you use essential oils at all. This is your first Periscope ever. If it's your first Periscope of mine or any for that matter, I want you to put a number 1. Click on the comment box and put a number 1 in there so I can give you a heads up, like a high five. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So if you guys do not know who I am, I'm Dr. Jim Hagerton. I'm a crazy chiropractor from Texas, and I am crazy passionate, and my whole focus, I'm like looking at the thing, I just realized I did not set my do not disturb to like, no one can get in, so hopefully no one will like call and mess up my connection, but my whole passion is in teaching you guys function and physiology and the way the body's created so that you guys understand your potential in the Father and your potential in the way that the Father has created your body to work, okay? Now, yay, you're coming to see in April. That'll be awesome. If you guys are looking for other videos and other stuff that I've done, because I post everything to YouTube afterwards, just go to family-wellness.com. family-wellness.com. That's the website. You can get to the YouTube link from there. You can get to the Facebook page from there. You can get to the blog from there. You can do whatever you want from there. Okay? And so avail yourself to that. We have an app. You can look up Lifetime Family Wellness Center. Your scope says Argyle. Yes, I'm at home. That's right. I am at home doing it tonight, Rachel. That's right. And so you can get to the other videos on the apps and stuff like that too. So, if you guys are interested in seeing me live on the website, if you go to the website and you type in family-wellness.com/events, right? /events. On the events side, I have the different seminars and the different classes that we'll be doing live around the place and at different places. So, you guys ready? You guys ready to talk about essential oils tonight and why we got to start using them in the office and why we're so passionate about essential oils? Y'all act excited about this. Y'all act interested. Like we've got tons of people on here. And we had tons of shares. Like I post all this other stuff, like all this other epic stuff, and you guys like share it like twice. And I put, why essential oils? Why are we doing essential oils in here? And there's like 110 shares on Facebook. Bam! You guys are amazing. Okay? Are you ready for this? All right, so let's talk about this and let's go through the different reasons. Now, this is not every single reason. These are my top reasons on why we use essential oils and why I think you should too, and why I think everyone should be using essential oils for you, yourself, your kids, your parents, your grandparents, everyone, your pets. Like you should be using essential oils, period, because they're #awesome sauce. Okay? All right, so here we go. Now, let me explain how we even got into using essential oils, period, because again, we're chiropractors in Texas. My wife and I both are chiropractors. We're also Young Living educators, and so we build a team with Young Living. I'll talk about that in a second. If you want to make hearts on this, you tap the screen. Tap like that. And then hearts flutter up and all that good stuff. Okay? All right. Now, we have been in practice for about 13 years. This is our 13th year in practice. I'm an old geezer in practice. It's been forever. And we've always done nutrition as a part of the protocols in the office. Like one of the things that we've done with patients all the time, aside from the typical chiropractic, is we do neurological balancing and functional neurological work and a lot of nutrition. We've always done nutrition and herbs and supplements and things like that, and dietary modifications and all those things to help people heal quicker and to be able to take care of the 3 different legs of the stress triangle that I've taught you guys. If you're familiar with the scopes and you're one of my repeaters, my scopers, and we talk about in here that our body is created for perfect. What happens is we create stress that forces our body to adapt. Like it forces our bodies to adapt to the environment we put it in, and then that adaptation creates symptoms, okay? That creates symptoms. And those symptoms get grouped together to get named to create diagnosis and to get a number so that you can get treatment and stuff like that, right? Well, one of the legs of the triangle, there's 3 different categories of stress that you are going to experience on a daily basis that is going to force your body to adapt. You're either going to get a physical stressor, which means you're going to get hurt or you're not going to exercise enough or whatever, right? Some movement thing. You're going to have emotional or mental stressors, which is like your typical like, man, I'm not having a good day, or man, it was a rough day at work, or man, it was stressful at home, or something like that. But then the third leg of the triangle are what we call chemical stressors, right? Chemical stressors, which are things that you're taking into the body, whether it's things that you're ingesting in your environment, things you're cleaning your house with, or your diet and the supplements and stuff you take in, okay? So on that side, the nutrition and things that we've used for years, that's one of the things we do a lot of to help people heal. Now, for years and years and years, we had been using different supplements and herbs and getting great success with people for like 10 years, because we've been utilizing essential oils in our protocols. I was trying to think, for a little over 2 years. Every single protocol, every single patient that comes in, one of the things that we recommend are like top 5 essential oils that we want them to be on. Okay. Now, about 2-3 years ago, what was it? 2000, I guess it was 3 years ago, this fall, and like in the fall, 3 years ago, one of the things that I noticed that was happening was that the patients that I had coming in that had been doing so good on all of these protocols that we had been doing for years and years weren't responding the same. Like, they were coming in, they were doing the things we said, they were doing the neurological exercises, they were taking the herbs that had worked for all these years, but not getting the same results. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like, all this stuff is the same. Like, everything is all equal. So what's going on? Like, what the heck is happening? Well, around that same time period, we had gotten reintroduced to Young Living essential oils, and we had been reintroduced to essential oils as another treatment option to be able to help patients heal, to be able to help them adapt their body, to be able to help them fight the stressors that we're dealing with on a daily basis. So, I was like, you know what? It's like, I haven't incorporated oils into our protocols. This is in 2012. Said I haven't incorporated oils in our protocols yet. I'm going to research it, and I'm going to figure out exactly how these things work. So I did a bunch of researching. One of the things I read was David Stewart's book called The Chemistry of Essential Oils Made Simple, and a bunch of other stuff. Did a bunch of research to be able to figure out how they worked, why they worked, and why I would incorporate them. I'm like, is this something that's safe for our patients to use? Is it something, because we see a lot of pregnant moms and kids, is it something that's safe for them to use for their kids and their families? And is it effective? Like, is it going to do anything, right? Like, which is a lot of you guys that don't use essential oils yet, or that are really new to essential oils. The 2 biggest things that you want to know about is, you're like, hey, Florida, like, the 2 biggest things that you have questions about is, you're like, well, are these things safe? Like, can I actually use these on my kids and my family? And are they really going to do anything? Like, are they safe? And are they really going to do anything? And Rachel, I'll redo my scope that I did on how to do, research and how to take like blogs and research articles and actually pull them apart. I'll do that one again for you guys. Okay. All right. So we started using oils ourselves on our family and testing them out. And then I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to start incorporating them in and utilizing them on patients to see how they do with the same things that we were just working on with the supplements that wasn't getting the same results. I mean, like all this stuff had kind of gone and like ground to a halt, and they weren't holding well. Like, meaning, you know, we were helping them with adrenal fatigue, and instead of them doing great for long periods of time, all of a sudden it was coming back up again. And I'm like, something's going on. Okay. So yeah, it's a YL. Look. YL. You like that? I know. My wife's amazing. I'm sitting in my wife's chair at her desk. I feel all important. This awesome desk. You want what now? Making fun of her music, but it is an awesome spot. Okay? All right. Sydney's sitting right across from me, like listening in. So I'd say everything correct, you know, no pressure. All these people and Cindy like standing right here. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So I started incorporating essential oils in with the office before we ever were doing anything with Young Living as a business or educating people or, you know, building a team at all, right? And what I found and what I saw was astounding and blew my mind, because what I saw was that I started putting patients on protocols of essential oils and supplements together. And I started mixing the two protocols to support the organs and to support the body with the oils and with the supplements and the herbs, and the results were like epic. Like the results were mind-blowing, because they got twice the results quicker at least, and they held longer. I actually was able, you know, I'm thinking one patient in my head I'm thinking of that was pretty typical, is I was able to take all these patients that were on about, let's say, like 8 to 10 herbs and supplements, and I was able to start backing them way off of all of their protocols, so they didn't have to take nearly as many things, like nearly as many of the supplements and stuff like that I had them on. And so I went, well, that's interesting. Well, I wonder if that works for everything. And so then I really got excited and started incorporating them across the board, okay? After we had really incorporated the oils for, I don't know, I was using them, 2 or 3 months before we really started building a team. Was that about right? Something like that. I had started incorporating the oils around 3 months and consistently using them with patients every single day. And then we were like, you know what? We want to build a team and teach people about this, and we really want to work with the company specifically. Okay, so there were
really build a team on purpose either.
Yeah, and that was kind of an accident. Really, it was totally a God thing that just started happening. So here we are, right? Okay, so here are my top reasons why you should be using essential oils on yourself. You should be using essential oils on your kids. You should be using essential oils on your family, on your pets, on everything. Like, you should be using essential oils every single day. You should be using essential oils to clean your house. You should be using essential oils to clean your dishes. You should be using essential oils in your food and to clean your clothes. Like, you should be using them all the time, okay? You should be using them all the time because of these different things I'm about to show you, okay? Now, here's one thing that I do want to say as a total disclaimer on this. I'm not saying that I think you should use essential oils and never use medication. That's not what I said. Like, sometimes is there times when we have messed things up so bad that sometimes we need a medication or something like that to regulate our bodies until we can figure out what's going on? Sure, of course. Are they always necessary? Of course not. Totally, of course not. Do you need to be on as many of the meds as you're on? Maybe not. I don't know. But it doesn't mean that this is going to take the place of every single other thing that you're doing. So you need to work with your practitioner, like work with a natural health doc, whatever, learn this stuff, find somebody who's knowledgeable in the oils, find somebody who works with Young Living, and figure out what works best for you and works best for your system and your family, okay? Totally. Another rule of thumb, before I even get into why they're so epic, is when in doubt, dilute it. Like, when in doubt, dilute the oil, okay? Which means use a fatty carrier oil to make that oil go further, okay? All right, so let's talk about, I've got these all listed out for you guys, the different things that for me are game changers about why essential oils are so epic, and we're going to talk about each individual one. You guys ready? Boom, you ready to roll? Okay, here we go. So number one, the number one reason, and this is in no particular order, not that number one is like the top, but it is one of the things that's huge that I really feel like was the reason why all of these patients back in 2012 were getting so much change and why it was jumping up to the next level. You ready? Number one is essential oils can bypass digestion. Now, we're assuming on this one that bypass digestion is because we're diffusing or we're using them topically, okay? So with essential oils, we'll talk about it again later, but you've got 3 different ways that you can use them. A, there's dietary oils that you can put inside your water or in your food or whatever, or straight in your mouth. B, aromatically in a diffuser, or you just breathing them in or having like a diffuser bracelet like this one. Or C, topically, just putting them on the skin. And we're going to talk about why that is so epic in and of itself. So why is it such a good deal and why is it so great that they bypass digestion? Well, you know what? 99% of you guys on this scope right here, that's right, you and you and you and you. 99% of you guys on this scope, your gut is jacked up. Your stomach is not working well. You're not digesting all your food. Your liver, your gallbladder, your gut is not perfect, right? You've got inflammation. You've got leaky gut. Most of you have leaky gut. All this stuff is happening. So the chances of you taking a supplement, okay, the chances of you taking a supplement into your body and you absorbing all of it is pretty much zero. So the chances of you taking something in, official or anything else. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't need to take them. It's important to take them orally. I'm not saying stop that. I'm totally for you doing both. But if you're only taking things orally and you're not using essential oils topically or aromatically, then you're relying on your digestive system, as good or not good as it is, to be able to dissolve and break down and utilize all that is in those supplements. Okay, it's impossible. Like, our digestive systems are too stressed out. There's no way that that can happen because remember, I've taught you guys, when you increase stress, you decrease digestion. Increase stress, decrease digestion. Increase stress, decrease stomach acid. Increase stress, decrease movement in the gut. Increase stress, increase irritation in the lining of the gut. It's just the way that neurology works. Okay, so when you put an essential oil on your skin, okay, when you take whatever, like I'll just grab one that's sitting over here. This one's Build Your Dream, or, you know, we have a whole, stack of them over here. If you grab frankincense and you're going to put it on your skin and you put it topically on the skin, then when that oil starts to work inside the body, it doesn't matter if your digestive system is perfect or not. You're going to get the changes from that essential oil no matter what. Bam. That's a mic drop. Hello. You're going to get changes from that essential oil no matter if your gut is perfect or not. What the what? I know. And that's amazing. So when you walk in a room and someone's diffusing lemon, right? Or they're diffusing white angelica. I don't know. Whatever. Dorado Azul. Let's use one like that, right? Anything. They're diffusing something and you're breathing it in. Your body can't help but change. Like, your body can't help but adapt to those oils, and I'm going to explain how they work in a second, okay? It can't help but adapt to those oils because that's just the way that they work, right? And that's just the way that it is. So being able to bypass digestion and get changes is a great it's one of the most fantastic ways to start getting changes in the body, even if your system isn't able to digest things as well as it should, okay? Boom. So that's number one. So number one, they can bypass digestion. And they will, if you're doing topical or aromatic application, they will bypass digestion. Okay? All right. Now, let's talk about number two. If we are applying the oil topically, this is huge. This next one is huge when applying oils topically, like frankincense or, let's say another topical or aromatic oil. Okay, so deep relief, for example, when you apply them topically, the oils are fat soluble. So what that means, and the reason that is so important to you guys, okay, the reason that is so important is because the fat solubility of the oils means that when you take the oil, and again, let's pretend this is frankincense. I should have grabbed one just so I could have it, but we can use this. This is Build Your Dream. Okay, so when you take Build Your Dream and you take it, you ready? I'm going to do this right now. Okay, so you take the oil and I'm going to put a drop of it on my skin. Boom. Okay, so when I put a drop on my skin, when I rub the oil in, you watch this? This is like oil application on Periscope. When I rub on it like this, dun, 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 boom, gone. Okay, so the essential oil is gone that quick off the top of my skin. Why? Why did that essential oil disappear so fast? I mean, there's not a residue at all on my fingers. Why is that? The reason is because underneath the top layer of skin, underneath the top layer of skin right here is a little fatty bilayer. Well, that fatty lipid bilayer underneath the skin goes and sucks the oil right in. Because, can you smell it? Build your dream. There you go. Because the oils are fat soluble. So it goes and it soaks right into the skin super quick, gets into the system, gets into the bloodstream because of another bonus of them in a minute, I'll tell you about, gets into the bloodstream and can go to work and do its thing the way that it is designed to as the plant, based on that plant. And I'm going to explain that in a second. We're going to talk about it. Now, here is a quiz for you guys. Some of you guys who have heard me live already know this. But how long? Nope, it does not stay. It does not stay in the fat cells. It goes straight into the blood, all of it. So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. How long does it take the body to pull that essential oil in, put it into the bloodstream? Cheaters. Angie knows this one. 20 minutes. Bam. You guys got this. You know me. 20 minutes. That's amazing. So that brings up 2 points. 20 minutes to get it into the body, into the bloodstream, do its thing, work all of the frequencies it needs to, make the changes in the body, and then filter out. That's from start to finish. It's around 20 minutes. Okay? That's topical application. Now, that's incredible. And it also means that if you have something going on, like you have some reason why you're below the wellness line and you're not functioning well, then you need to reapply it multiple times during the day. Like we need to reapply them. This isn't, now remember, I'm going to say something that you guys have got to hear and you've got to understand. Supplements and herbs and essential oils are not medication. Okay, I'm going to say this again because I want you to understand this. Supplements and herbs, homeopathics, and essential oils are not medications. They are natural substances to help your body heal. Okay? The reason that you only have to take a medication once in a day or like once every 12 hours, the reason that is because it's an artificial fix to a natural problem. It is an artificial change to the body. You're artificially changing the body. It's a synthetic change to the body, and you're driving the body a specific direction with that medication that the body was not going to go on its own. So you're artificially changing it. With an essential oil, with a natural substance that's a plant-based, frequency-based support and supplement to the body, you're not artificially changing the body. Like you're not pushing the body into a pathway that it wasn't wanting to go in. You're supporting and you're assisting the body in doing what it was going to do and what it needed to do in the first place. Does that make sense? You guys get the difference on that? So one thing that you got to understand, those of you guys who are sitting there medicating yourself with essential oils, stop. Like we're not using this as a medication. Now, can essential oils help with symptoms? Of course they can, because they help the body work better. So when the essential oils help the body work better, do symptoms go away? Yes, because your body is not created to have symptoms all the time. You're not created to hurt all the time. You're not created to have diabetes. You weren't created to have autoimmune conditions. You weren't created for Parkinson's. You hear me? Like you weren't created to have gallstones. You were created to have all those things. It's just that because of the environment, we can make those things happen. And so the essential oils help push the body back to normal. Once you go back to normal, symptoms go pew and they go bye-bye. Okay? That's the whole point. Treat the body. You help support the body. Okay? Support systems, don't treat symptoms. I mean, that is totally it. Support the systems, stop treating the symptoms. Okay? All right. So fat soluble. So number 1 was they bypass digestion. Number 2 is essential oils are fat soluble. Let's keep going. That's right. Helps get things out of the way that are getting in the way and interfering with the way the body was designed to work. That's exactly it. Totally it, right? What's on? Let's do this. Number 3. You ready? This one's huge, and I'm going to explain what this means. Huge, huge, huge. Ready? Number 3. Essential oils can cross the blood-brain barrier. What? The blood-brain barrier. Okay, part of you guys don't even know what this is. Part of you guys are like, I don't know why that's such a big deal. Like, if you don't know what the blood-brain barrier is, then this part of it means nothing. Okay, this is not even going to blow your mind until I explain it to you. Okay, so let me explain what the blood-brain barrier is. All right, huge deal. There's only a couple things that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. Now, The blood-brain barrier is a literal barrier of blood between the body and the brain. It's a coating around the nervous system and around the brain called, again, the blood-brain barrier to keep toxins and to keep junk out, to keep bad stuff out, and to keep it from affecting the brain. So all these different things you get in your system, they should not be able to get to the nervous system. Like the most important system in your body is your nervous system, your brain, and your spinal cord. Like you can take your heart out of your chest and set it on the table. They can literally take your heart out, set it on the table, and you will stay alive for a while as long as the rest of that blood gets pumped in. But if you take your brain and take it out and sit over here, your body stops working. Like you can't live without the nervous system. You can live without your heart and stuff like that. Okay? Now, not all cancers can. Not all cancers can. Some can, but not all. Now, essential oils, these cell particles in essential oils are so tiny and they're so potent and they're so small that they can cross through the lining into the blood vessels, they can cross through the capillaries, and they can get through the blood-brain barrier so that they can affect the body quicker and they can affect the body more completely. Okay, so the blood-brain barrier, this is how you can actually think about the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier is literally like one of the rings. It's like the inner core of a castle inside the body. Your body is built like a giant castle. So if you looked at the way that castles were built in the old days, like there was outer rings, like there was an outer wall, which was where if an invading army went to attack it, that was the first thing they hit. There was a drawbridge. That's right. They're the little ninjas. That's right, Rachel. She remembers that. So there was a drawbridge, there was all this stuff, and an invading army would hit the outer wall, and whoever the army was on the inside of that castle would defend the wall until that army might get through that first layer of defense. So in your body, the first layer of defense is like the skin or the mucous membranes or stuff like that, right? Like the mucous membrane around your eyes and that kind of thing, the first layer. So if an invader gets through that first layer, then there's going to be another layer of defense. So going back to our castle analogy, right? Going back to the castle analogy, if an invading army got through the first layer, the first wall into the first that first outer ring, what happened? The defending army would pull back into the next level, shut the gate, and they would keep defending from there. They're like shooting their arrows or whatever, and then the army that's trying to attack would get narrowed down and down and down, and it would give the defending army more and more time to weaken the army that was attacking it. So this would happen ring upon ring until at the very, very last level, the very core of that castle was where the king and all his super ninjas were staying. And they would hold up and they would actually like hide in this central tower so that that invading army, they had better really want that king to get all the way in. I mean, they had better like super dog want to get to the king because they're going to get beat down this entire time. They're going to get weakened and damaged this entire time by that defending army because of all these layers of defense. So it's exactly the same way in the body for you. Let's say that a specific foreign invader, a specific foreign invader gets into your body. Let's say that it actually gets in and you get sick and you start creating symptoms, okay? Once you have the symptoms, it is way weaker than it would have been if you had not had all those layers of defense. And that is by design. That's why if you look on the CDC website, you go to cdc.gov, and it's the website for the Centers for Disease Control. And it talks about all the different diseases, all the prevalence, all the incidents, like all these things, right? It has all the stats for diseases worldwide. Now, if you look on their website and you look up all the different diseases, one of the lines in every single disease, it'll say most commonly presents as a common cold. Everything. Every single disease on there will say most commonly presents as a common cold. Why? Because your body is amazing. Bam! Like your body is so amazing that it can take some of the most intense major illnesses and major viruses and major sicknesses, and it whittles them down and it weakens them so much that by the time you actually get something and you have a symptom, it's a common cold. But maybe not. Like that common cold might have been, German measles, or it might have been rubella, or it might have been pertussis. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there could have been a ton of things that it could have been, but the body is so great that by the time you exhibit any symptoms, it looks like a common cold. Incredible, right? It's totally incredible. Like that whole process is fantastic. Okay, yeah, his creation is insanely amazing, totally amazing. All right, so that's number 3, cross the blood-brain barrier so that those effects can get neurologically deep into your system, can affect every system in the body quickly, okay? All right, you guys hanging with me? Let's talk about number 4. I got a couple. Hey guys, there more. We got some more to go on this, okay? All right, so let's talk about number 4. Number 3 was the cross the blood-brain barrier. Number 4 is that essential oils work off of frequencies. This is hugely important, and I'm going to explain this away so that the rest of the time, when anybody asks you about the frequencies, you know how to talk about this, okay? Frequencies, just like with homeopathics or anything else, okay? All right, you ready? All right, so let's talk about what the frequencies are and the way that the frequencies work in the body. Okay, did you know? Number 4 is frequencies. Thank you for putting those up because you guys are amazing. I got the best scopers on Periscope. Bam. Okay. Did you realize that every single living thing has a different vibrational frequency? Every type of plant, water, like your body, every single different cell in your body, like your skin cell as compared to your liver cells, as compared to your stomach cells, have a different vibrational frequency. All of them do. Okay? Nope. They literally oscillate. There's a frequency to them. Okay? There's a vibrational frequency. Now, okay, there's a vibrational frequency. Now, because each of the different plants, okay, when you look at plants, each plant has a different frequency. If you take the essential oils from that plant and the essential oils circulate through inside the plant, inside some of these vessels that are in like leaves and stuff. So when you take a leaf of any plant and you crush it, that's why there's like goopy stuff on your hand, okay? Now, when you take that frequency of that plant, that potent frequency, and you use it on the body, whatever that frequency matches. So through research, okay, scientists like Gary Young and his team with Young Living, and like over the last like 30 years of research that they've done on essential oils, what they've been able to do is they've been able to go back through and take the research shown in science about how the body's different cells function off of different frequencies and match the plants that help to stimulate that part of the body and help to support that part of the body to create specific changes. And based on that, we're able to make different blends and utilize the oils out of those plants to help with healing. That's exactly how this works. That's why you can take an oil called Joy, and they can name it that because they took these different plants and they looked at the frequencies and they're like, you know what? These frequencies match up with the part of the body that creates emotional well-being, that creates a feeling of happiness and of more joyful outlook. And it helps to calm the body down and to help reduce normal daily stressors. You know what? We're going to name that Joy because it's got these different plants in it. You see what I'm saying? So the frequencies can harmonize and match with the different parts of the body to help stimulate normal function to allow the body to heal and allow the body to do what it's already created to do. It's literally that simple. So the cells oscillate, hit the other, and they literally like vibrate off. Okay? That's exactly what a frequency is. Okay? It's not woo-woo. It's not weird. It's not like this energetic frequency, even though, there's different polarity and stuff to cells. It's not like, oh, you have to use the essential oil while humming and stand on one foot and do all this stuff. It's not that at all. It's literally vibration. Okay? And that is just physics. Okay? It's physics. All right. So that's 4. That's number 4. How many I got? I got a lot here. I think I've got 8. Oh, man. We're barely even halfway done. Okay? Barely halfway done. All right. Here we go. You ready? All right. Number 5. So number 4 were the frequencies of essential oils. Here we go. Number 5 is that essential oils are adaptogenic. Essential oils are adaptogenic. All right. Da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Now, what does adaptogenic mean? Okay? Now, what does adaptogenic mean? Adaptogenic means that essential oils can change and adapt to what the body needs, what your body needs and what my body needs, because it's a natural substance. This is one of the main things that separates essential oils from medication, okay? So let's take cholesterol medication. Cholesterol medication drives a pathway a specific way because that's what it does. Blood pressure meds, right? Like a blood pressure medication drives blood pressure down. That's just what it does, okay? That is exactly just what it does. An essential oil, which is sometimes the confusing thing about how it reacts with different people and how it creates different changes. An essential oil, the difference is it adapts to the body because the oil is a living thing. It is a part of a plant, okay? It's not an artificial medication. And when you're using therapeutic grade, really good quality essential oils from Young Living, and when we talk about essential oils, these are the only oils that we recommend, okay? And I'll say that right here. We don't use other essential oils because we know that these are pure because of the quality control that the company has. That is key, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But when you're using essential oils, these are a natural living thing to help your body work better. It is not an artificial med, okay? So here's a perfect example of this, okay? If we take lavender essential oil, which is one that's like really well known, right? If we take lavender essential oil, and let's say that, Cindy's sitting right here. Let's say that Cindy uses lavender, and it helps to calm her down. She's like, lavender, right? Let's say that that's that for her. I might use lavender, and it might give me a little bit more energy. Like I might be like, all right, lavender, that's awesome. No, let's be fair. Everything gives me energy. So I don't know if that's a really good example. Not just kidding, but not a lot. I mean, because look, I'm sitting here knocking out Ningxia and kombucha in this giant jar right here. And so I'm like, Ningxia, okay? So if we both use lavender, the whole point is if we both use lavender, we can get a little bit different changes. We can get a little bit different changes because those essential oils adapt to what my body needs, and it adapts to what her body needs. So if her body needs extra support on normal estrogen delivery for her system, and my body needs to regulate the adrenal glands and to help to support those glands, we could use the exact same oil, and it'll help with both things potentially because the oil can adapt. That's totally what it does. And now, here's the other part of adaptogenic. Ready? Here's the other part of adaptogenic. And some of you guys leave this out. Most of you guys that are Young Living educators understand that the adaptogenic parts means that it could be a little bit different for you than for me. And that's okay. Here's the other part of adaptogenic. The other part of adaptogenic means that that essential oil is not going to go past what the body needs. Meaning, if you are supporting a certain organ in the body, adaptogenic means that if this is normal, then the essential oil can bring you up if you're low and down if you're too much. It can literally adapt to where the body needs, and it knows when to stop, and once the body's had enough, it just stops. You're not going to artificially drive the body way too far and create too many symptoms on the other side. That's not what happens with essential oils. That can't happen because they're a natural substance. The body will stop when it's had enough. When that frequency has done all that it needs to do, the body just stops accepting it. Okay? That's right. All right. Now, that's number 5, adaptogenic. Does that make sense? It does. It creates balance. Okay? It's exactly what it is. It's like a pendulum. It creates balance and it levels it out in the middle. That's what essential oils do. Okay? All right. So let's talk about number 6. Number 6, this is one of my favorite ones. We could go on hours on this one, but I'm going to explain as simply as I can on this because now I'm going to start geeking out like crazy with neurology. You ready? Therapy localization. Right, Vanessa? Therapy localization. Okay. Now, therapy localization. What this means... Therapy localization, when you're using an oil topically, okay? This is one of the things that I'm just like, it blows my mind about how amazing the brain is. All right. If I'm going to take deep relief, okay, and I want to support normal soft tissue in my shoulder, when I take deep relief and I topically use my hand to put it on the body, when I touch my body, there is a phenomenon neurologically that happens called therapy localization. Now, therapy localization. Here's what happens, okay? Therapy localization, what happens in the brain is that when I touch a specific part of the body, it tells my brain I want it to work harder on that spot. So if I'm going to put something on my wrist right here, right? And I take the oil and I apply it to my wrist immediately, because your brain is this amazing and your nervous system is this awesome. Immediately, because I touch right here, my brain goes, what's going on with the wrist? What? Is everything okay with the wrist? Are we fine? What's happening? And it starts rushing blood to the area. It starts opening up the vessels in that area. It turns the nerves onto that area because it thinks it's healing touch. That's right. It tells the body that we want it to focus right here because I am touching it. This is why I harp on you guys so much about being intentional with your touch and not being flippant with your touch. With people, like the way you touch people is specific. And if you're not being specific, you could be hurting them. Like, you could be affecting their nervous system in a negative way, and that is not helping people heal. Whether you're using essential oils or you're just like saying, hey, how's it going? And you're just like patting them on the shoulder, but you do it in a way that isn't congruent with the way the brain works. Okay, so when you're putting an essential oil on, and I'm putting it right here, you're telling the brain I want it to work right here. It will literally start focusing more on that area, and it will drive the essential oil further into that spot, which is a great thing about when you're using the essential oils to support a specific organ, why you put it over the organ. Like if you're going to support your thyroid and you're going to support it with Endoflex, then you take it and you can rub it over the organ. The reason you do that is not because you're trying to be cute. It's not because it gets to the area faster. Like some of you guys are like, oh, it gets there faster. No, it doesn't. Like, the oil doesn't get there faster. Like, it just magically goes like straight through to that organ. That's not what happens. Like, that's not what physiologically happens. The reason you're touching it, nope, not if you apply to yourself. Even if you're applying it to someone else, Amy, if I took this oil and I was going to put the oil on you and I was going to apply it to your neck, my touch on you will create the same therapy localization. That's called anointing. Okay? When I am touching you with it, it will bring your brain to this spot. Now, you can do it when you touch it yourself and ask the brain to work on it. But even if I come on and I touch your throat, then your brain will put more blood supply to that area. Okay? Now, the reason that you do it on that area, again, is not to be cute. It's not to be like, oh, this is awesome. This is what we do. Just what I learned in this like home class. I was at a home class with some of my peeps, and they were like, if we're going to work on that, you should just rub on it. Okay, that's not what it is. The reason you're doing it is because you're trying to get the brain to realize that this is an area we want it to work on. You're waking it up. You're reminding the brain that this is what's important right now. The brain is handling a gazillion other things. It's handling 20 trillion bits of information per second. 20 trillion bits, okay, of information a second. And so you touching it, it's like, oh, wait. Oh, sorry. We're working on the thyroid. Got it. Man, thanks for letting me know. Like, we'll work on that. Boom. Okay? That's therapy localization. Okay? Now, did you realize, too, watch this, the touch when you're putting oils topically on the skin and you're therapy localizing anywhere, whatever, okay? It's going to be on YouTube after this. When you put it on the skin, did you realize that every square inch, ready for this? Every square inch of skin on your body contains at least 19,000 nerve endings. What the what? Boom. That is like a double mic drop. Every square inch of skin, ready for this? Every square inch of skin contains at least 19,000 nerve endings. That's right, Jill. Okay? So when you're taking the essential oil, and let's say this is frankincense, and I'm rubbing it over 3 square inches, because I'm just not paying attention. It's not like you're like, oh, keep it inside the square inch. That's not what you do. You're like, rub it all right here, and we get it on 3 square inches of skin. 3 square inches is how much? That's 57,000 nerve endings. So 1 square inch, 19,000 nerve endings. 3, that's 57. So you're stimulating the nervous system so intensely. Oh, I'm going to add another one to this. I just realized. Hand me that Sharpie over there, babe. You're stimulating the nervous system so intensely because you're actually like applying it to the nerve endings. Now, you know what? Like I'm gonna do this next one right now. Just because I said that. And I explain this. I went, oh, I got another one. And this is going to be number 9. So I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to explain this one since we just talked about that. Man, I can't believe that I almost like left this one off. Okay, since we just talked about the 19,000 nerve endings, okay? Okay, that's a great question. So she asked, like, what is a nerve ending? All right, so if you picture my arm is the nerve, this is exactly how the shape of a nerve is. You have the actual, nerve root right here. The body part of the nerve ending is called the axon. It's where the nerve attaches to something. So this is the axon. These little processes are called the dendrites, okay? So a nerve ending is where the nerve attaches. So to my bicep, the nerve that goes to my bicep, which is C5, that nerve goes to the bicep and attaches. Where that attaches, that's called a nerve ending. That's called a receptor site. Okay, each of these little tips of my fingers is a receptor site. Now, here's something that happens with you guys every single day, and you don't even realize it. Okay, you don't even know this is happening. When you're dealing with, watch this. When you're dealing with daily stressors, okay, you're dealing with daily stressors, and you're dealing with junk, and you're dealing with toxins, and you're dealing with whatever, bad emotional stress, anything, all those stressors you deal with on a daily basis. You know what happens to these little receptor sites? You know what happens when those receptor sites attach to the arm, or attach to the liver, or attach to your thyroid? You know what happens to those? They get gunked up. There's like junk, and there's like this stuff that gets coated on the end of the receptor, so that signal that's supposed to be getting there really quick can't get there as clear as it did before all the stress got on the receptor site. You see what I am saying? It is more of a problem to get the info there. It's not as smooth. It's not as quick. It's not as exact. Okay? Now, one of the great things that the essential oils do when we're applying them is that they clean those off. They clean the receptor sites, okay? They sweep the receptor sites. There are constituents in the oils called monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes, okay? You can look those up. You can do research on those, especially in Dr. Stewart's book, Chemistry of Essential Oils Made Simple. Monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes, their job is to go in and on these little receptors, it's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. There we go. That's better. And when they clean it off, and then when they get that junk off of the receptor side, then what happens is the signal goes, it gets there quicker. It gets there faster, and there's nothing getting in the way so that your brain can control what's happening in the body like it's supposed to, and your brain can actually regulate and get the information from the body that it's trying to all day long. So with that junk on the receptor site, one of two things is happening. Either A, the body's not able to send the signal, the brain's not able to send the signal to the body to tell it what to do, or when that junk's on the receptor site, or when it's on the receptor site, your brain can't process the information that you're getting at a time. Like your brain can't get the information in and go, oh, well, is that hot? Was that hot? I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's hot. And it messes up the sensory input and stuff like that. So the essential oils help to clean it off to create normal signaling. Huge. Okay, let's keep going. We got two more. And then I'm going to give you something that is like the mic drop at the end. Okay, you ready? Number seven. And I have done podcasts on this. I did a live call-in on this. I'm going to do a new Periscope on this, because the thing that I am like the most tired of with you guys and with the people, like with you guys calling me and people come in the office, and then other people I hear about, is people saying that essential oils aren't safe. You're crazy. If they're used correctly, they are safe. They're more than safe for you, your kids, everybody. You ready? So number seven, the number seven reason, man, that you should be using essential oils on you, your kids, everybody else, all right, is they're easy to use and they're safe. They are safe. They're safe. Essential oils are safe. They're safe, okay? They're safe and effective, and they're easy. They're easy to use. You ready? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this, because I want to show you how hard this is to use an essential oil. For those of you guys who are not putting them on your kids because you're like, I just don't know that they're safe or not, they're safe, okay? Now, you want to use them like diluted. You want to make sure you're putting them in coconut oil. You want to use them a little bit at a time in a diffuser to let your kids get used to them and see how they respond. They are safe for your kids, though. You ready? Okay. Now, you guys don't freak out. Don't run away. I'm about to apply an essential oil to myself on my skin, and I want to show you this. This is really difficult, okay? Hold on. I got to stretch. Oh, we got to stretch to do this. There's a lot. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So scary. I know. Here we go. Get ready. Shelby's going to get excited. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, here it comes. Ah! Look at that. There's an essential. You see it on my skin? And I rub it in. Just like that. Isn't that? Oh man, thank God. Right, Shelby? Thank God. I was really worried. Okay, now you ready? I'm fixing to apply an oil aromatically. Are you ready for this? Okay, just take a minute. Here we go. We're fixing to apply it aromatically. Hold on. Ta-da! That was really epically hard, right? Come on, people. I'm like, I got it. You know, I got this. You know I'm not right, but seriously, okay? There you go. That's as easy as it is, literally. And so, part of you guys are trying to make it way too complicated. Part of you guys are trying to make it like so complicated, or you think that it's got to be more in depth than that. It doesn't, okay? The other thing is, part of you guys, when you get your essential oils, or you're brand new to them, you're scared to use them because like you're scared to do some of them wrong. Like, just use the oils you have. Pick one. Pick one you like the smell of to start with. Use a little bit of it. Learn how it helps you feel. And then you change and you try something different. Like, that's how making scientific discoveries in your home works. That's why you guys, you moms or whoever, are the scientists in your own home. I teach on this all the time. You don't need somebody else to tell you like how your kids work. You know how your kids' bodies work. Like, why do you need me? Why do you need me to tell you exactly how your kids? Why do you need a medical doctor to tell you? Like, you know what's happening with your kids. Do you need us to reassure you sometimes? Of course. And that is awesome. You are the scientist in your home, though. You know how their bodies work. You know if it's working for them or not. Okay? Like, you know this. So trust yourself and trust their bodies. All right? All right, I'm going to wind this up. We're going to pull in this plane onto the runway. Okay, number 8. Another thing that I love about essential oils, right, is that there's multiple applications. You know, I have patients that will come in and they're like, oh, man, I can't stand putting that oil on my skin topically. Okay, diffuse it. Like, oh, I can't stand like using that oil in the diffuser. Okay, put it on your feet. Or, oh, that oil over there, I want to work on, that's a dietary oil, I want to use it. Okay, put it in your Ningxia in a glass container. Okay? Like, put it in that. Now, this is Ningxia and kombucha and water. Don't freak out like this is a whole deal of Ningxia. What? Yeah, we haven't started the cleanse yet, so no worries. So, the thing with essential oils is there's 3. Yep, that's number 8. That's number 8. Because I just did number 9 a while ago. So, this was number 8. Multiple applications. Okay? I know, there'd be a lot of Ningxia. So you have 3 applications of essential oils. Okay? Now, hear me on this. You have 3 applications of therapeutic grade, high quality essential oils. Let's be real. Young Living is therapeutic grade. It has what we call the seed to seal promise because, you ready for this? Purity matters, people. Where's my mic? I'm dropping this. Bam. Okay? I'm going to smack the phone with my mic so you guys hear me this. Purity matters on this. Okay? Purity matters. Now, Young Living is therapeutic grade, essential oils. There is a seed to seal promise to ensure that what is in this bottle, what it says on the label, is actually in the bottle. If it's not 100% of what they said was going to be on the label, they don't use it. They don't put it in the oil. Okay, they don't put it in the bottle, which means it doesn't get to us. Okay, less than 30% of what is actually produced goes into the bottle and goes under your skin. The rest of it gets put back into production for fertilizer and things like that because they want to make sure it's 100% therapeutic grade. The seed to seal promise is key. Okay. So that is why we have stuck with Young Living all these years. Like the biggest reason, there's a ton of them, but the biggest reason is because as practitioners, here's a huge thing you guys don't understand. As Young Living educators, when you are educating home and you're having home classes, and let's say that you're a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, the most incredible thing about network marketing is that you can run your own business, you can be your CEO, you can have a whole franchise from home, and there's no liability for you. If you say, hey, I want you to use this lavender oil, and you hand it to a friend, and they do it incorrectly, or peppermint oil, they do it incorrectly, and they hurt themselves, like they put it in their eye or something that you're not supposed to do, you're not liable, okay? You're not liable. But if I do that as a practitioner, and I give an essential oil to someone who's not, then it is not therapeutic grade and it's not 100% pure, and something happens to them, I am liable. So purity matters above all. Purity, for sure. Okay? All right. Let's go back over these. I want you guys to get these down. Okay, I'm going to put them in order, and we're going to roll through them again because I want you to see my favorites. Okay, I'm putting them back in order. Is this helpful? You guys getting this? Yay, I'm glad your daughter is watching. Helpful? Good. Now, after this, you got to make me a deal. After we get done on this, and I post this to YouTube, when this thing goes on YouTube, you guys better be sharing this all over the place. Why? Because we need more people using essential oils. Because we need more people functioning better. We need more kids healthier. We need things to change. And so I want people to be able to take this video and use it. That's the whole point. That's what all my videos are for. Okay? You ready? All right. Here we go. Let's go back through them one more time. Number 1, essential oils bypass digestion. It does not matter how bad your digestive system isn't working. You are still going to get incredible changes and increase in health by using essential oils. Huge. I'm going to post it tonight. I'm posting this on YouTube as soon as I get done with you guys. I promise that. Number 2, essential oils. Essential oils are fat soluble. It means that they can get through the fatty bilayer in the skin and get straight into your system and do what they do. And do what they do well and help your body work better. Number 3, essential oils. Essential oils cross the blood-brain barrier. When the essential oils cross the blood-brain barrier, that means that they are such little ninjas that they can get through the edges of the vessels and get right into the system to make epic changes in your nervous system and everywhere else in the body. Okay? It's incredible. Number 4 is they work off of frequencies. The different vibrational frequencies in the different plants, like rose or Idaho blue spruce, which has really the highest frequency of any of the oils, can create better frequencies in your cells and help them heal. Better the frequency, better the health of the cell. That's the way it works. Number 5, essential oils are adaptogenic. That means 2 things. 1, the adaptogenic part means that for me, one oil may work one way, and for you, it may work a little bit different. The other thing that adaptogenic means is that it's not going to push you too far. You're not going to overdo it with the oil because your body will use what it needs and it won't use anything else. That's it. Number 6, therapy localization. When you're using oils and you're using them topically, you are creating a neurological phenomenon in the brain called therapy localization that trains the brain and that gets the brain to focus in on that specific area in the body and tell it that we want it to work better and that we want it to focus in on that one spot. Okay? Number 7, essential oils are easy to use and they are safe. They're super dog safe. They're super safe as long as you're getting super awesome therapeutic grade pure oils from Young Living. I can't speak to the other companies because their quality control isn't the same thing. It's just the way it is. Number 8, there are multiple applications of essential oils. You have topical, you have aromatic, and you have dietary or internal usage. So if there's one way that doesn't work great for you or you need a different application, you can change it and you can do it, okay? And number 9, Number 9, the essential oils clean receptor sites in the nerve cells, clean receptor sites so that the signals from the nervous system can get to the body where they need to be and create the changes that they're supposed to change and help the body adapt the way they're supposed to adapt. That's why everyone should be using essential oils. Those are like 9 of a gazillion reasons why you, your husband, your kids, your cousins, your grandparents, everybody, your neighbor, your neighbor's neighbor, your neighbor's kids, like everyone should be using essential oils because all essential oils do is help you work better. Bam! All essential oils do is help your system adapt to stress every single day and help your system do what it was created to do on a daily basis. Bam. Every time, 100 times out of 100, 24/7, 365. Okay? That's it. Healthy systems. Feed the body, help the body do what it was created to do, and then get out of the way. Like, get out of your own way. And that's really it. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to log off of here so that you guys can get ready to share this YouTube video so we can blow this up and get this out to people so that people will start using essential oils because they're epic and they're awesome and you should be putting them on you and your kids if you're not already. Appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. I have the best scopers on the internet. I have the best scopers on Periscope. You and you and you and you are all the best scopers in the entire internet, bar none. Bar none, okay? And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for working so hard. I'm proud of you for digging. I'm proud of you for learning. I'm proud of you for getting on and staying on until almost 10 o'clock at night, hearing me rant and rave when you could have been doing something else, okay? That means that you're taking stock in yourself and you're taking time on yourself and your family's health, and that is huge, okay? All right, you guys, go be well. Go love on your families, all right? And remember, health is simple, but it is not easy. So let's get to work.